In the quaint town of Eldergrove, nestled between towering pines and whispering streams, there existed a small flower shop named Petal Thorn. Owned by Clara Hughes, a spirited woman with a passion for flora, the shop was adorned with vibrant blossoms of every hue. Yet, amid the bright colors, Clara often found solace in the delicate beauty of white roses, which she grew in abundance. Each flower carried a story, a whisper of nature's magic, and Clara felt that every arrangement she crafted breathed life into the emotions of her customers. One fateful evening, as Clara prepared to close up shop, the moon hung high and full in the indigo sky, casting an ethereal glow over the town. The light shimmered off the petals of the flowers, creating a breathtaking spectacle that made her pause. It was on this night that she decided to take a stroll through her garden, admiring the blooms and breathing in the sweet fragrance that enveloped her. As Clara meandered through the lush greenery, her eyes caught sight of something unusual, a single, dark blossom that seemed to glimmer with an otherworldly sheen. Curiosity piqued. She approached it cautiously. It was unlike anything she had ever seen, a black rose, its petals velvety and rich, each one a deep, inky shade that appeared to absorb the moonlight. Intrigued, Clara knelt beside the flower, feeling an inexplicable pull toward it. The petals, she noticed, always pointed in one direction toward the neighboring house, a quaint yet unassuming structure shrouded in shadow. Clara felt a chill race down her spine, but her curiosity was insatiable. What lay beyond that rose? What secret did it guard? Determined to uncover the mystery, Clara returned to the shop, her mind swirling with possibilities. She researched the flower late into the night, went scouring books on botany and folklore. The black rose was known as Noctis floris, a rare bloom said to blossom only under a full moon. Legends whispered of its connection to dark magic, and some even claimed it pointed the way to hidden truths. The following day, Clara could not shake the feeling that she was being drawn into a story larger than herself. She decided to pay a visit to her neighbors, the Whitakers, who lived in the house that the rose seemed to point to. Mr. Whitaker was a soft-spoken man with kind eyes, while Mrs. Whitaker was warm and inviting, always ready to share a smile. Their two children, Lucy and Tom, were playful and full of laughter, but Clara had noticed something odd at times. Their laughter seemed to fade into howls, echoing in the night. That evening, she invited the Whitakers over for tea, hoping to gauge their reaction to her discovery. As they settled into her cozy living room, Clara casually mentioned the unusual rose. Mr. Whitaker's expression darkened, while Mrs. Whitaker's smile faltered momentarily. The children exchanged nervous glances, and Clara's heart raced. Had she stumbled upon something they wished to keep hidden? The conversation shifted awkwardly, with Clara trying to lighten the mood. But every glance at the black rose she had cut and placed in a vase on her kitchen table made her heart pound louder. After they left, Clara felt an overwhelming need to confront the truth. There was something more to the Whitakers, something buried beneath their normal facade. That night, with the moon glowing full and bright, Clara ventured into her garden again, her mind made up. She had to follow the petals' direction and discover what lay within the Whitakers' home. The air was thick with tension, and shadows danced in the moonlight as she approached the house. The windows glowed with a warm light, but Clara's breath caught in her throat when she noticed the door slightly ajar. Heart-pounding, she crept inside, the wooden floor creaking beneath her weight. The air felt charged, electric, as if something was watching her. She stepped further in, every instinct screaming for her to turn back, but her curiosity overpowered her fear. In the living room, the walls were adorned with family photos, but they felt oddly out of place. As Clara glanced closer, she realized that the children in the photos aged unnaturally slowly. They looked the same year after year, and something deep inside her began to unravel. Just then, a rustling noise from the hallway sent chills racing down her spine. Clara's breath hitched as she turned to look. The moonlight spilled through the open door, illuminating the silhouette of a large figure. It was Mr. Whitaker, his features slightly distorted in the shadows. The hair on the back of Clara's neck stood up as she noticed the sharpness of his teeth, the way his eyes glimmered with an otherworldly light. "Clara," he said, his voice a low growl that sent shivers down her spine. "You shouldn't be here." Before she could react, a chorus of howls erupted from outside, reverberating through the walls like a primal symphony. The children's laughter echoed, now twisted into something feral. Clara's heart raced as she realized the truth. The Whitakers were werewolves, hidden in plain sight. Their dark secret intertwined with the mysterious rose that had drawn her here. She turned to flee, but the door slammed shut, trapping her within their lair. Panic surged as she faced the man she once thought was kind, now transformed into a creature of nightmares. Mrs. Whitaker emerged from the shadows, her eyes glinting in the dim light, and Clara felt a sense of dread settle over her like a thick fog. "What do you want?" Clara's voice trembled, desperation seeping into her words. "We want to keep our secret safe," Mr. Whitaker said, stepping closer, the moonlight catching the glint of his fangs, "and you're in the way." Just as despair threatened to overwhelm her, Clara's gaze fell upon the black rose she had brought with her. A thought ignited within her a spark of defiance. The rose, a symbol of truth, had led her to this moment. With trembling hands, she pulled it from her pocket, holding it out like a talisman. "I won't let you keep me silent," she declared, her voice steadier than she felt. "This rose reveals your truth, and I won't be afraid of you." The Whitakers recoiled, as if the flower burned their skin. The air crackled with tension, the very essence of fear coiling around them. The howl of the wind outside seemed to echo Clara's bravery, filling her with newfound strength. In a moment of desperation, Clara rushed for the door, but Mrs. Whitaker lunged for her, sharp claws outstretched. Clara ducked just in time, the rose slipping from her grasp. It tumbled to the floor, its petals scattering like dark secrets. With the black rose now shattered, a sudden light engulfed the room. The air shimmered, and the Whitakers staggered back, the transformation coursing through them like a wild tide. Clara's heart raced as she seized the opportunity, bursting through the door and sprinting into the night. As she ran, the howls faded behind her, replaced by anguished cries. The moonlight bathed the town in a silvery glow, and Clara felt a rush of freedom coursing through her veins. The black rose had revealed the truth, but it had also awakened a fierce spirit within her. Back at her shop, she locked the door, her heart still racing. The black rose had changed everything. The flower shop owner was no longer just a curator of beauty, she was a guardian of secrets. Eldergrove was filled with wonders and terrors, and she was determined to uncover every mystery hidden beneath its surface. With each full moon, Clara would tend to her garden, ever watchful for new blooms and hidden truths, ready to face whatever darkness lay beyond the petals. She would not shy away from the shadows, for now she knew that the most captivating stories were often found where fear and bravery intertwined.